Back in the day, writing user stories was not an easy task, considering you have to write user stories, then communicate with stakeholders, get their approval, and then once the user stories are finalized, you share them with the design team and engineering team. So design team would create designs based on against each user story, and then you have to do a lot of back and forth with design to help them understand what user story means and what designs are really needed. And then once all is done, you go to engineering, show them the user stories and design against each story. So it was done on multiple files. So there was no one source of single truth. And by the time the whole process ends, uh, and you take it to the engineering team along with the user story and design, well, things are not in one file and it's hard to communicate. So for design, I think that Figma really solved the collaboration part. But when it comes to product teams, especially user stories, I believe, and I might be wrong, but I think Confluence has done the same for product and user stories what Figma has done for design, especially if you are using Jira. So using Jira along with Confluence, it's a whole package, and I cannot emphasize enough how much life has become easier for me and the team since we have started using Confluence along with the Jira. So what Confluence offers is one, it offers collaboration. I mean, I cannot emphasize enough on this that each user story needs to be defined, crafted very well for not just for business stakeholders, but for design teams to understand and engineering. So it requires a lot of back and forth. So writing a user story and just simply commenting against each word, each line, and tagging the right people, it really makes the process fast and easier what you're talking about. So it really makes things easier to collaborate. And I've literally seen that the whole process has taken has like improved my speed, because I can like literally tag everyone in the company if I have a confusion and I want them, or if they have any confusion, or if they have any suggestion. This collaboration solves it all. Then you can link your Jira tickets with the Confluence talk. I mean, that's really makes the life easier, because if tickets are separate and user story talk is separate, it's just hard to really connect who's working on what and what's the linkage between them. And then you can link anything on Confluence Doc, especially the Figma links. So I really hate when a user story is not linked with a design link, because it's hard to actually understand or communicate to engineers, especially what this user story means without a visual representation. So if you have got a user story along with Figma links, it's really easy to communicate what we are building with all the stakeholders, all the team members. So this really helps a lot. And then it becomes one source of truth. So once you have documented, created a Confluence doc for, let's say, one feature, it remains there forever. And if you make any changes, which we do all the time, we would go back to a single document and make the updates. So what this happens is it allows you to have one single source of truth to avoid any communication gap, versus if you have multiple docs, you do not know which one is to uh, actually refer to, which one is the finalized one. It's really hard. So I really like this one source of truth aspect of it. So I think that Confluence has done a wonderful job in helping product managers, but I've still not seen adoption a lot. I mean, maybe I'm wrong, but I still see that it's at the adoption rate is still improve, because I still see companies using Jira but not Confluence, and I really believe that using both is a powerful combination. And I hope this little feedback has added some value. Thank you for listening.